Okay, I got here the XCRC Sunfire. I'm gonna tell you all the goods and bads about this car. Okay, one of the bad things is that it's like, it's really, really low to the ground. So if you're going off-roading with it, it will high center pretty easily. But to make up for that, it's four-wheel drive. See the center drive shaft right there. Another bad thing about it is that when you buy it, it'll come with this really small 2000 or 1800 milliamp battery, and that isn't that good. It's like pretty much worthless. But since I did that, since it ran for about 5 minutes, I went up to a 3300 milliamp, and that's really good for the brushless or the brushed motor. But the bad thing is that you run it so long it'll burn out motor. So if you're gonna stay with the brushed motor, it's better to stay with something a little bit lower. But I upgraded to the brushless motor right here, and I got in this neat little kit, Easy Run Brushless version 2. It goes about 35, and it comes with the ESC and the brushless motor, and on the box it says Easy Run. Don't be fooled by that. That doesn't mean it's easy to drive or any easier. It's, if anything, a little bit harder because it goes faster. That just means that you don't have to brake in the motor or anything. But with the brushless, the 3300 is plenty for you if you're just starting out. But if you're gonna want to go faster or go longer, you're gonna want to upgrade to a 4600 battery like this. And the batteries with this brushless set can only go up to 6 cell and 7.2 volts. But if you change the fan, you could do it higher, because the fan can't go any higher than 5 volts. But so that's the maximum power. But if you do get the brushless, you're going to want to invest some money in these aluminum A-arms, because these plastic ones right here, I have had to replace them a lot of times, and you'll save, it may seem like a lot of money, but these will end up being cheaper in the long run. Yeah, so, and for the back, you're going to want to buy some higher grade shocks, because it compresses a lot. And the #1 rule for these batteries is that you got to trickle charge them. Never put them on a fast charger, because that shortens their battery life. And you always cool them down before you charge them, and cool them down before you run them. Otherwise, that could lower the life too. And so that standard stock wall charger didn't work for me. It ended up blowing out once I plugged in this battery. So I got this one for about 35 bucks on sale. It comes with a 5-year warranty. It's a really good charger. It's called the Profit Plus, and it's from Dynamite, and it's a really good charger for this. If you do get the brushless or brushed, if you're going to plan going off-roading, get 2 sets of tires. So one, see, like these are for my street and just running around at my house. But when I go off-roading at some other place, I always grab these, which have knobbies on them and can grip the road better and stuff like that. And that, so another thing is if with these antennas, when you put the thing on, the wire will come out pretty far. You want to tape that extra wire to here, but I was lazy and I didn't want to retape it because my tape fell off, and this is what happened. My wire got cut. It fell off just by taking on and off the plastic. And I've had this car for about a year, and its plastic's all beat up, and I've had to tape it up a lot, so you might want to so you're going to have to buy new plastic sometimes. Well, the controller I have is still the stock controller that it came with. It doesn't have any difference with it. It's just, I just took off the antenna right now because I bent it and I need to go buy a new one because it broke. That's the only thing bad about that controller right here. And once again, I told you about how not to run them when they're hot. That's the most key important thing about any of these nickel metal hydrate batteries. You run them when they're cold. Not icy cold, but just cool. Otherwise it reduces them. And for those of you thinking about getting a lithium polymer battery, those are real good. They'll kick out a lot of voltage and stuff. I don't have one for the one reason because I go off-roading and they have a tendency, if you hit a sharp rock and it hits the battery, they'll leak and they could cause fire. And if you charge them wrong, they're very temperamental. They won't charge perfectly. You have to buy like a pretty good charger for them. And yep, that's about it for this car. This is a really good car. If you're a beginner, I would start off with the brushed version and the 1800 milliamp battery, because that's a good starter thing. And then upgrade to the brushless. It costs about 60 bucks. 60 bucks online from nitrorcx.com. And in stores I've seen it and they go up to 100 and something, and it's not that worth that much. You just go online and buy it off of there. It'll be pretty good. And basically all you do with the Easy Run, if you get this, all you do is you prop it open, the motor, here's all the warranty information. It gives you a 1-year warranty from the making date. The motor's right there, the ESC comes right there. It comes with extra zip ties and everything. And this is the most important part right here, the program card. You plug it into, you unplug this from your ESC, and you plug it into here, and you choose your value, and you could change things, like you could change it to forward only with brake, or the brake force, the start mode, and the torque on it. And if you have a lithium polymer battery, it has a cutoff threshold because you can't go any more than, it's not good to drain it more than 3.4 volts per cell, and that's the highest setting on this, so that's a real good thing to have for it. So, yep, this is the Exceed RC brushless, or now brushless Sunfire, and as you can see, I put a pretty good amount of money into it, probably 400 bucks into this car, just because I used to drive them all the time, or not all the time, but I used to drive little ones and stuff like that, and I wanted to go upgrade fast, so I upgraded them pretty fast. I barely had this for like 8 months, and then I decided to go to the brushless. And even if you have the brushed version, it'll come with shock frames that, here, let me show you the shock frames. It'll come with not that good of shock frames. It'll come with shock frames pretty thin like that, and they'll bend very easily. So I upgraded to thicker ones. You'll end up spending less money if you pay for the thicker ones. Look at the difference. This one's like way thinner. And yep, and here's the 3300 I was talking about. Very good. These batteries will last closely to a year depending on the runtime, like how often you run them. And this battery lasted me Oh, it's lasted me over a year.